And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Thursday, September 12th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome here on a Thursday morning. We're glad to have you with us and glad to be on the air for Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. We've got Paul Tubbs and Ronnie Kelly both here with us this morning. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good to have you both. Paul, of course, is the general manager at Bates Ford, and Ronnie Kelly is in sales. And between the two of them, we get the word out every Thursday morning. How are you doing, Paul?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Looks like we're going to get a little liquid sunshine, as you would say.
Yep. We need it.
Yeah, we do, bad.
We don't need it all at once, but we need it.
Driver rolls pretty good right now, so, the golf course dry, but it'll get wet. But no, we do need the rain, and grass is really, really, really dry at Bates Ford, too. We had a couple vehicles parked in front of the showroom, and you could tell when we pulled them off out of the grass, you could see the tracks and how dry it was. But the rain will help us.
Yep. Well, Ronnie, you're always interested in that inventory, and of course, you are the dealer at a trade for anything you don't eat.
Yes, sir. And we do have a great selection of F-150s on the lot. And one good thing about it, we got some great interest rates on those trucks. And one thing that we had to look at, we got a great selection of new F-150s. And so it's time to, September, a lot of times people come in and ready to buy a truck. So September is truck month for us. A lot of times people come in and they want a pre-owned truck because they start cutting wood and they were looking for trucks. So we got every selection that you might want.
Well, at what point do you go from a 150 to a 250?
At one point, a lot of time, you got a lot of construction workers that come in, and a lot of time they rent equipment to pull certain things, and a lot of time they want a diesel truck where they can pull whatever they need to pull, and that's why when you come in and sit down with our sales staff, and if it's whatever your needs are, we'll get that perfect truck for your needs.
Yeah, but for so many people, the 150 is where they need to be.
Right. A lot of time, the 150, they don't do a lot of pulling. A lot of time, they may pull a tractor, a trailer, a camper. But when you get into the heavy stuff, it's time to go up to a 250 or 350.
Yeah. Well, you're able to have much larger inventory with your relatively new location at 1780 Franklin Road.
Our inventory is amazing right now, Mr. Bates. Actually, we got 21 new vehicles yesterday used, so we got to get them through the shop, which is a good thing. We make sure that everything gets through the shop, and we check them all out. But also, I got an email yesterday. I always get an email of deliveries when we're getting deliveries of new vehicles, and like Ronnie was talking about the F-150, we got 6 brand new F-150s coming in, and we had 4 Broncos. So, we got a really good selection. We sold a Bronco off the showroom floor yesterday. We had a good day yesterday, sold several vehicles. So our selection of vehicles, Tony's done a great job of making sure that they maintain our used, that we got different makes and models and selections. And then on our new Ford, that was one of the things me and him sat down with Ford before we decided to go through this venture of building this dealership and making sure that they would up our used. Over at the old location, we kept about 40 new vehicles. Now we keep at least 100, sometimes 120, just depending on how sales is going. Last month we had a great sales month, so we sold a lot of new vehicles. They are getting replenished pretty quick. Our used inventory is amazing. We did a commercial Tuesday, and our demo vehicles, we got them FCTP, which is Ford Courtesy Transportation Program, and we got them vehicles. The Escapes got $7,000 off, including the rebates and the Ford Transportation Funds, and then the Edges got $10,000 off. So you can buy a brand new Edge and get $10,000 off, or a brand new Escape. They were demos that do have about 2,500 miles on them, but they extend the warranty out. Where the base warranty is $336, they extend it out to 42,000 miles. And they extend the 6 months, so you get the same warranty, but you get a great rebate on a vehicle.
Yeah. Well, I gotta ask you quickly here. How special is it when you sell a display when off the showroom floor?
That was a friend of a friend. A friend of mine had her vehicle worked on Monday. No, it was Tuesday, and she had some tires and brakes and stuff. And she said, "Hey, I got a friend looking for a Bronco." And I said, "Well, tell her come see me. I'll certainly take care of her." One of my salespersons, Zach, come in and said, "Hey, you got a lady up here in the showroom wanting to holler at you." she come in and she said, "Hey, I'm looking for a Bronco." And I said, "Well, here's one right here." I pointed to it. And so she looked at it and looked, and she said, "Is there any way I can drive it? I know it's." And I said, "Sure." We pulled it right out of the showroom. She went out on a spin and come back, and she had a trade, and we got all the information and went in there, and she said, "I'll take it." So it was a great deal. It worked a good win-win for everybody.
Right. We better talk quickly about oil changes, tires, and batteries.
Yeah, we're doing a ton of tires. We've done huge. Yesterday, we probably did 6 or 7 sets of tires. Ford will beat anybody's price on tires. So, and they have several rebates on tires right now. Oil change, we always do a standard 5-quart oil change that's a synthetic blended. We can't do it on Toyotas, Hondas, and other kind of vehicles for $39.95 up to 5 quarts. We do the Works, which is an oil change tire rotation for $59.95, and then our brake specials $149.95. That includes the pads, the labor to install it. And, you know, we have the pickup and delivery service, so if you got something, you don't have time to get to Batesford, don't feel like you can't get your vehicle serviced, just come over and call Shelly. Billy, she'll send somebody. We've got a whole crew of people coming to get vehicles. We can probably do 6 or 7 per day.
All right. Ronnie, you can quickly have the last word.
Okay, and remember, we the dealer that trade for anything that don't eat. If you got anything you want to turn into cash, break it down to Batesford.
All right. Y'all have a great one. See you next
Thank you.
Thursday. And stay dry. All right. Our friend from Batesford, Paul Tubbs, General Manager Ronnie Kelly in sales, and it's Batesford, 1780 Franklin Road, the dealer that'll trade for anything that don't eat. All right. Today's the day we feature the Lebanon Police Department, and Officer Richard Clark is the one that I look to make sure he's going to be here each time, and he is, and has somebody else with him this morning. We'll talk to in a moment, but good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
You were telling me earlier it's a pretty busy time for you right now. A lot of things to talk about this morning.
Very much so. This is the time of the year where just events are happening. You'll end up seeing us at quite a few places, and I hope we were talking yesterday, we think this list is going to continue to grow, and as the city's growing, it's nice that
But at least you got a week or 10 days to recuperate after the fair, I guess.
the fair was big this year. That was on my list to discuss this morning, and we really did have a good fair. There was a couple of days where weather was an issue. Besides that, it ran really smooth.
Yeah. Well, you want to introduce the guest this morning?
I did.
Well, he's my guest. I guess he's somebody you work with all the time.
We brought ESU officer Shell Gardner today, and this is honestly, we lean on each other a lot. We work at most of these events with each other and organize them. But so when we talk about events, it's usually my counterpart and I, Zach, and then Shell. We get really heavily involved with planning.
Well, we welcome you to the program again. This is not your first time, but we wouldn't consider you one of the regulars from the police department, so good to see you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
And what role do you mostly play?
Whatever's needed. I try to step in and help wherever I can, anytime I can. Our unit, that's the whole goal of our unit. We used to have a sign in our building that said Noah built the ark before it started raining. So that's kind of our way of doing things. We get prepared and get ready for the weather coming in this weekend. We've been working on that, and we help with all the events and anything else that might come along.
Well, tell you what, since we are expecting I guess we'd say somewhat of the remnants of that hurricane that made ground yesterday, I understand, and is well into Louisiana probably as we speak, and I think maybe we're going to be getting some rain by noon today in that neighborhood. That's the last I heard. What about you?
That's kind of what we're seeing. We listen to the weather services. They send us updates, and they had a call yesterday around 1 o'clock, and it's kind of what we're seeing. It'll be around lunch today. You'll have some rain, which is much needed rain, but hopefully it all doesn't come at once. The ground's pretty hard, so don't want to deal with any flash flood issues, but it's time for some rain.
You've done any preparation, particularly for what we're expecting here?
That's what Shell's, mentioned is they get up there and they prepare. I stayed in the office yesterday actually prepping for, we got quite a few events coming up this weekend, but he can speak on if they were up there yesterday.
Yeah, you've got any more to tell us about that then?
We get our equipment ready. We also have the emergency command center at the PD, and we make sure everything's ready to go in it. Monitoring the weather. We get our volunteer teams alerted of everything going on, give them a time frame of when we may have a need of activation to let them know that we may need some help for blocking streets if power lines, that kind of thing is what they do. So there's a lot of little things that add up to big things. Make sure you got fuel in the trucks. Make sure you got everything ready to go, chainsaws if needed, that kind of thing.
Well, what's I guess worst case scenario would be a tornado comes through. But what are you really expecting? Just some rain, maybe a little heavy rain?
Well, as a unit, we just roll with it and expect it. Me personally, I'm a expect the worst kind of guy. I'm ready for the worst that can happen, and so that's my mindset. Mm-hmm. And so, and if it don't happen, it don't happen. That's great. But
you're pretty much prepared for it if it does.
You have to be.
That's the idea.
Sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
All right, it's already time for us to take a break. Officers Richard Clark and Shell Gardner are with us from the Lebanon Police Department. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the lifetime brake pad guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
They were moving a wreck just a few minutes ago on 65 southbound at OHB in Madison, trying to clean up the paperwork on that earlier wreck. 24 westbound, right near Bell Road. It slowed down that traffic coming in from Murfreesboro this morning. Rutherford County headed towards Nashville. Give yourself a little bit of extra time out here this morning. You're going to need it. Hey, Nash Painting, a non-franchise painting company, mentioned this ad. Get a 10% discount. Call Nash Painting today at 912-2288. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Join us Saturday, September 14th for the 21st Annual Sherry's Run 5K Run Walk to benefit Sherry's Hope. The event starts at 8 a.m. at 623 West Main Street in Lebanon. Come run or walk and give hope to families in our community who are battling cancer. Enjoy a silent auction, live music, and more. Register now at sherrysrun.org and make plans to join us Saturday, September 14th for the Sherry's Run 5K Run Walk to benefit Sherry's Hope.
We continue here on this Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us, Officers Richard Clark and Shell Gardner, Lebanon Police Department. And I guess the next thing we might want to talk about, we talk mainly about being ready for the weather and whatever's coming in. And Shell, you already told us you prepare for the worst and have. And we're expecting rain around noon today, and wondering just how bad that's going to be, or how rain's going to be good, but maybe we won't have too much wind or other things that we don't need, but you are prepared. So let's move to Sherry's Run. Sherry's Hope is the organization that has Sherry's Run each year, and I believe I did know how many numbers. This is a 20-something year that we've had this, and every year it's on this particular Saturday morning. Some of the streets are blocked off for a little while this happens, and police department is very much involved in this, right?
Yes, sir.
You have to be to so that it's an orderly thing, and traffic has to be diverted a little bit in the places where they're going to be running. We'll be talking more about that in the second half this morning. But the fact that the police are involved, something we probably need to talk about a little bit.
Well, as you mentioned, the road closures, which I've already been receiving calls about, just people that do have to still go to work or get out and about. But it's a great event that we're involved with, and to be able to help support that kind of organization. And we actually have a team ourselves this year of employees and officers who are going to get out and hopefully see them run. And I got a feeling they may be a little wet doing it, but anytime we can get out and support that type of organization, and we really want to do it. But there are going to be road closures. We're going to try to minimize the best we can. As I've been answering these phone calls, is asking people if you have to get through or if you got to get to your job, just go up to the officer and explain to them where you're trying to get to, and we'll do our best to try to help get you to where you're going. But there's going to be of course, West Main down to Greenwood, and then Greenwood to the bypass, and then back around down Castle Heights.
Okay. And does it get started about 8 o'clock?
We'll be out there really early.
The road will be blocked off a little before that.
We will. We'll start kind of clearing it out to make sure, because with how many participants are, we want to make sure that they have an adequate way to get up to us, and so a little bit before then we'll start shutting it down.
So you have a few extra on duty, I guess, and for sure you have some in that general area every year.
We do, and our whole emergency services unit will be there, which includes Shell, and then you'll end up with reserves and our CERT unit, and that's almost I don't want to say it's all hands on, but it's really we take a little bit more.
Well, you say you prepare for the worst. What's the worst you prepare for Sherry's Run?
Well, you get up that morning and maybe some of our folks something's come up and they can't be there. So you have to, sometimes you have to move people around at the last minute and let them understand we call it a spot, assigned spot. And that way we still have everything go smooth. That would be our biggest challenge at that morning.
If it's raining, we have to deal with rain, and chances are we will. How does that change things from the police perspective?
Well, it's not going to be canceled, my understanding, if weather hits, unless it's lightning and safety and everything, of course. We have less people. A lot of people won't participate, and that's sad if it rains, but we pretty well are in the same spot. Everything is the same go, unless we have inclement weather, and then we would have to get everybody in their vehicles and that kind of thing, because we don't have a massive size building that everybody could go in like at the fair or something.
Well, we talk a lot about it, and it's not that much time off the clock, really. Maybe from 7:30 to by 10:30, it's 3-hour window maybe there.
We're done.
Yeah.
And as soon as we can open the roads back up and everybody's safe at the start-finish line and all that kind of thing, we open it back up to get our traffic flowing where they can go where they need to be.
Well, it's certainly the Sherry's Hope has helped a lot of people with the money that's raised from this, and well, again, we'll be talking more about that in the second half this morning, but if you've been here any length of time, you already know this. It's just one of those things we do at this time of year. But again, the police department is very much involved. It could be chaos if you weren't out there directing things and making sure everything goes okay. Yeah. I guess we move to something else.
Yeah, we got, before I come back again next month, we got National Night Out. It'll be October 1st. And this year, we're going to kind of add what we did 2 years ago. We're going to start at 4 o'clock with a sensory hour. We're going to go from 4 to 5 with that. And then the main event will go from 5 to 9. But I believe this will be the first year that we will have every emergency services from Wilson County. We've also THP, Vanderbilt Life Flight, TWRA, they were there last year. We really are trying to make this a great event for our community, for the county, and be able to interact with everyone and climb in the vehicles, climb on the fire trucks, and just really be personable with us.
Younger children really like this, don't they?
They do. They run, and we try to give out as much as we can, as the kids like to say, our swag. But we do that. Last year, we ended up bringing out, we did shaved ice, and that was a great success. It's something we're looking at again this year. And it is really a fun evening just to be able to interact with individuals from Wilson County and explain what we do.
And this it's a Tuesday night. What is it? A second Tuesday or?
It's the first Tuesday, which will be the first, and then I have a backup date of that Thursday just in case there's inclement weather. You never know this time of year what we're going to have weather-wise, but yes, it'll be the first.
So we're actually talking about we're talking about 3 weeks from this next Tuesday here, the 1st of October.
2 weeks, I believe, isn't it? We getting there. It was 3 weeks from this.
Oh,
Tuesday.
it is 2 weeks. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the calendar over here, but the calendar is a good distance away.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks from this coming Tuesday.
It is.
But it is the 1st of October, Tuesday night, and this is at Don Fox Park, isn't it?
Don Fox Park, we're going to try to encourage people. Shell and I have dealt with this for years, but parking over there with how large this event has grown, we park over off of, my opinion, Castle Heights. There's a fairly large parking lot over there, and you can walk right through the walking trails over to the park.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, have you ever been able to do a count? I know you can at least estimate how many people there are, but it
really varies. I think we've hit some right at fall break, and that makes our crowds a little smaller. But this year it's going to be the week before. So when we typically see that, it ends up being a fairly large crowd. I'd say you get a couple thousand people out there that evening.
Well, everybody has, at least nearly everybody has a good time, right? A real good time.
I haven't seen any negative side from it, and we get the community really does show the appreciation of the first responders, and we greatly appreciate that. But we want to return the favor on an event like this.
All right, now you said 4 o'clock, but 4 to 5 is a special time.
That's going to be the sensory hour. So if anyone has any issues with lights or sirens or music, that's going to be a time where you can come interact with us and not have to worry about the loud noises or the flashing lights. So we give that opportunity for those individuals to come and interact.
And if they have a problem with that, their time is 4 to 5, then you do some of that after 5 o'clock.
You will see quite a bit. I know it's big every year. Our motorcycle unit shows up out there. We get quite a few of our guys on our motors, and the kids will end up sitting on that. And we've in the years past, they hit the siren and lights so much that we end up draining the batteries on some of those. So it gets a little noisy when you're walking around out there.
Now you have some participation from Mount Juliet as well.
Mount Juliet will be there. You'll have Mount Juliet Police, Mount Juliet Fire, WEMA, Wilson County Sheriff's Department, Watertown. As far as what I'm looking at my list, we have every emergency services from Wilson County this year.
And there'll be at least a representative or two from every one of those, and probably several. How many Lebanon police will probably be there? You have any idea?
It is quite a few. The actual number, it keeps growing because we try to bring as much of our equipment that we're allowed to bring, because this is a great opportunity. It's a static display, so you're able to climb in the vehicles or climb on top of them. We try to bring, years past, we brought out our robot trailer. The kids play tug of war with one of the robots, and as I said, the motorcycles earlier. So we bring quite a few. I'd say last year we had 25, 30 of our employees out there.
Yeah. What about eating?
Every year, since I've been here, we do we provide the hot dogs. We do chips and cookies. It's something that, as I said, to give back to our community for the support that they give us.
Maybe not a gourmet meal, but at least some snacks to get you by, and you don't really come to eat a whole lot anyway. You come to see what all is there.
Kids run.
Yeah.
The playground's right behind us, but then we also have other tables and vendors set up for educational items that you may want for your families.
All right, we got about 2.5 minutes left. Shell, you hadn't said much about this. You are a participant, I take it, in the night out.
Well, my role is helping get everything together for it. Get all the from our volunteers lined up to making sure the hot dogs are there, whatever we're going to serve, and help with all that logistics part of it.
Do you have some sponsors for this, or?
Last year, PFG ended up giving the hot dogs, but this is something that we get as I said, the hot dogs, but we paid for the shaved ice. We do go around years past, and some businesses will try to donate the buns, but we still end up buying the hot dog buns. Mount Juliet ended up paying, and they bring some ice cream truck from years past, but we'll see what they end up doing this year. So this is just one of those. It's a free event. Come in and enjoy and interact with the first responders of Wilson County and the state, and hopefully get some free items from us.
Right. Well, and a good time to just get acquainted, to learn more about the emergency services and all of this, and to see you in a different role, perhaps.
It is. It gives you that quick moment to, hopefully you're not in an emergency situation or one of those moments of need, and you can sit and talk with us.
Right. All right. Then I believe you have, there was something else, and it's already slipped my mind.
So we'll be having coffee with a cop.
Yes.
That's coming up. It'll be right after National Night Out. I believe it's the next morning. So we're going to be out at Vanilla Moose Coffee Shop out in front of Hartman Plantation. Hamilton Station, and we will hopefully see quite a bit of our community come out, and again, it's an opportunity to talk to officers.
But you're doing this periodically. I mean, it's not an annual thing. It's almost a monthly thing.
We try to do something every month. We were going to do Chicken with a Cop last month, but we had an emergency situation. We're going to try to reschedule that, but we try to do something every month just to get out where our community can come and interact with us in a different light.
All right. Well, we've come to the end of the half hour here, but it's nice to see you today, Officer Richard Clark and Officer Shell Gardner of the Lebanon Police Department. And thanks so much. Hope that all of this works out great, and maybe it won't be raining on the first day of October.
Well, we thank you, Coleman.
All right. Thanks for being with us, and thank you for joining us. Hope you'll stay with us for more right here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator plus 0% financing going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at a crash over here on 40 westbound. It's going to be near Briley Parkway, close to the airport. Over here in Donaldson, it's over to the right-hand side. Fire department is here. It's slowing down that traffic just a bit coming past B&A Airport over here on 40 westbound. Again, at Briley Parkway, it's still some volume there on 24 west coming out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, into Davidson County up through Antioch. Give yourself extra time out here just to be on the safe side. Prince's Hot Chicken has new items on their menu. Order online today at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
The refreshing cool after coming in from a hot summer day. The perfect temperature to kick off your shoes and relax with a good book. When the weather heats up, a new Rheem AC system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, we understand the complexities that come with family law matters. Whether you're going through a divorce, working through child custody or support matters, or needing a will or trust drafted to protect your family assets for future generations. Kane & Crowell, 615-784-4800. Your local leaders in family law matters.
Hi, I'm Kelly Archer, and I'm excited to invite you to the 3rd annual Sips and Sounds of September, benefiting Wilson Rides. Join us on Friday, September 27th for an unforgettable evening of music, drinks, and musical poetry. It's all for a great cause, helping older adults in Wilson County. Get your tickets now at wilsonridesinc.org or call 615-622-5557. Hope to see you there.
Well, cloudy skies today with showers and thunderstorms likely by the afternoon. It will be breezy as well. Afternoon highs in the mid-70s. Showers and storms continue tonight. Lows in the mid-60s, and then a good chance of showers again on Friday. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
We continue here on a Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to part 2 of Coleman & Company. We start out each Thursday morning on the second half, featuring A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction. They're located at 728 West Main here in Lebanon. And we do have Hayden White with us this morning, who's gonna talk about what's going on. And you always got a lot going on, a lot to talk about.
That's right, Mr. Coleman. That's right. It's good to be here this morning. I've also got Clay Sander here as well. Clay, you want to say hi?
Good morning, Coleman.
Good morning, Clay.
This Saturday, we're going to be out on Old Hunters Point Pike. We've got a nice collection of guns we're going to be selling. This is sale number 2 of 3. We're excited to see everybody out there on Saturday. The sale starts at 9 o'clock. I know we're used to everybody's used to us having a sale at 10, but this one's going to be at 9 o'clock. The doors will open at 8. You'll be able to view and inspect them guns at that time. Clay, you got anything to add?
Just come be with us. The last one we had a large crowd. Seemed like everybody seemed to enjoy themselves. There was some good values on the guns that they sold that day. Everybody seemed happy and went better than we ever thought it would. So come be out with us and enjoy the day.
Yeah, we go through those guns pretty briskly. I mean, we like to keep everybody in contact and make sure everybody knows exactly what gun is up on the block to sell. We went through them very briskly. I think we sold those 300 guns plus some other accessories in about 4 hours last time, Clay. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. Only thing I can think of, you do have to be 18 to buy a long gun in the state of Tennessee. There will be a background check. You pick your guns up at Quick Cash Pawn, 428 East Main Street, Lebanon, Tennessee, on Monday morning, starting on Monday. And you do have to be 21 to buy a handgun in the state of Tennessee.
So got to
be able to pass that background check.
Follow the law on all of this, but
yes, sir.
It's a big deal.
It is. You got to be responsible. That's all I can say, Coleman.
Well,
if you can't pass the background, you don't need to buy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, but again, starting at 9 o'clock.
Starting at 9 o'clock, the doors will open at 8. We'll let everybody come on in there. That way you can get a touch and a feel of the gun, get your notes down, figure out which one you need to pay attention to, and hopefully you'll have the opportunity to get it bought.
Well, but like you said, you move right along. There's a number of these that are going to be sold, so you don't dwell on any one just a long time unless there's unless the bidding continues.
Yeah, but unless it's a unique one.
Well, Clay, you've got a special interest in this one, haven't you?
Well, I've known the gentleman that collected all these guns over the year. He was a friend of mine, and I've known him, and I didn't realize how well he did like guns. I knew he had a love of guns, but until he passed and we got to handling his estate, we really realized how much he loved guns. There was a total of 845 pistols and long guns that he had collected over the years, and we've never handled a gun collection this large in my 30 plus years of being in the auction business. So it's kind of new for us. It was kind of uncharted territory, but with some of this younger bunch and younger brains, we kind of all figured it out how to work it, and it's just smooth as silk. I've sold that many cups and saucers and dishes before, but this is the first time we've ever sold that many firearms, and it's really went good.
All right. Well, we're doing things a little bit different here with Hayden having you on his cell phone, and you're talking through his cell phone into the mic here this morning. I think everything's coming through, and it's good to have you with us.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Just want everybody to remember this is a big deal. Tell us the location one more time here.
It's going to be out there on 1612 Old Hunters Point Pike. It's the old Dillon barn out there. If you don't know, some folks may remember going out to breakfast out there. It's going to be in that same place right over there near Carroll Oakland School. But yeah, come out there and be with us. We're excited about it. We're getting it all prepped up. And we're excited to see everybody again. This week, I do have a couple announcements.
All right.
Off the script here, Coleman. We got a birthday in the office this morning. Pruitt Jones' birthday this morning. We want to say happy birthday to Pruitt Jones. Also, Denise Moore had a birthday this week. We want to tell her happy birthday as well. She's not in our office, but we like to talk about Miss Denise.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us. And, of course, auctions are one of your specialties, but it's not all you do. And if you want to do a real estate deal in a different way. Have an agent to represent you and all of this. Well, all you got to do is come by 728 West Main or call A.G. and Johnson at 615-444-0909. You can also go to the website, www.agandjohnson.com.
Yep. And if you want to check these guns out, all the pictures are online. You can check them out on the AG and Johnson auction tab. Just scroll on down. You'll see all the pictures there. On the private side of the real estate, we've got some rain coming in this weekend. If you have a property that's under contract or you're thinking about looking at a piece of property, this would be a good opportunity this weekend with this high expectation of rain to go out and check these properties that you either have under contract or you're thinking about and see how they're draining. Mm-hmm. You can also see if where all the water's going to puddle up at, and you kind of get you a game plan and figure out what your expectations are going to be.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being with us. See you next week.
Thank you, Coleman.
All right. That's Hayden White representing A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main. We're about 20 and a half minutes away from the 8 o'clock hour, and I mentioned earlier we're going to be featuring Sherry's Run, Sherry's Hope, Sherry's Run here on part 2 this morning, and two gentlemen that are no strangers to either Wilson Bank and Trust or Sherry's Hope, Sherry's Run that are with us this morning. We glad to have Gary Whitaker with us. Gary, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
And I must say, the first thing I asked you when you walked in was how retirement is going. And you were here. I think we had a special program with you right before you called it quits at Wilson Bank. And was that last December or a year ago in December? I was in December one.
Yes, it was in December. That was actually at the end of 22 when I retired. So right. It's been over a year and a half now.
Well, you're looking good.
Thank you.
Things going well?
Life is good. I'm just, keeping that to-do list done that I get handed occasionally at home. And so there's no issues anywhere.
Well, we got Scott Jasper here with us this morning, and Scott's brought a little prompter with all the information. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
You are still an active banker, and you're too young to retire.
Yeah, still plugging away at it for sure.
But both of you have been here before on this occasion, right prior to Sherry's Run, and we'll talk about anything that's different today. Probably a lot of what we're going to be saying is kind of repeats from years before, but it's a happening really. Sherry's Run has this day on the calendar, not the same day of the month, but it's the same Saturday every year, I believe.
Second Saturday in September every year,
and it's been that way from the very beginning, I believe.
From the very beginning,
yeah. And, of course, Gary's told us the history of it many times, but we'll get into that. But, Scott, how are things going so far?
Good. We started setting up on Tuesday, so today and tomorrow will kind of be, finishing up all the setup. But we'll start pickups today for people that have ordered shirts and chips or run chips, things like that. That'll start at 11 o'clock today, so that'll be there. On the west lawn there, just across from the main office there of Wilson Bank and Trust. Look for the big white tent. So all that'll be setting up. Gary's got some setup to do today for our silent auction tent. So, all that stuff starts taking place today. And, it always takes a village. We've got, somewhere around 120 volunteers that help, and then with the help of the Cumberland students, a lot of the athletic teams come and help us. That's always a big thing, and that's what I always tell everybody. I said, this doesn't happen without the support of Cumberland University, and so we truly appreciate their help, especially that morning of the run is really nice. And then, of course, you just heard our friends from the Lebanon Police Department. We can't do it without those guys as well, and their volunteers. So excited just for that. I know, we made a little mention of there might be a little water precipitation.
Yeah, and we got about a couple of minutes before we take a break. I think this would be the time to talk about that, because it's got to be, you got to consider that, and everything is go at the moment,
right?
And we might talk about what's the worst case scenario, and so whatever.
Yeah, so if it's rain, whatever, it's on go. A lot of the runners like to run in the rain. Now I don't know about the walkers because they're not going as fast, but it's not bad. The only thing that would prevent us from doing anything any different, of course, if there's any lightning or anything like that, then we'll have to make that call. So the biggest thing is just to continue to watch our social media channels. on our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok to watch those, and then on emails. If something were to happen like that, we'll get that information out just as quick as we can. But right now, it's full bore. Go ahead.
If something happened that it had to either be, well, let's say it had to be postponed, you have a contingency plan there.
It's kind of one of those things, Coleman, that when you put on this size of event, it's hard to find the time to do that. So if it were to be something that we had to just cancel it, that would be it. We have some information in the sign-up sheet that, a lot of people, they understand that, there's still opportunity to get the shirt and all that stuff. And then, the biggest part of this is, yes, it's coming out and being supportive of your friends, but, the money that is raised, that money is going to turn right around and help somebody battling cancer.
Well, you already know, have a good idea. You don't know exactly, but you've got a good idea of approximately how much money you're going to raise this year. And, of course, as I understand it, all of this money goes to help people who are having a problem with cancer, and especially the monetary end of it. There's so much costs involved if somebody has cancer, more than just doctor and hospital expenses.
Yeah, it's amazing with all the little things that pop up that, we've seen throughout the 21 years. And so that is the best part of this, is just that being able, when you can look across from that family and be able to give them some support in probably one of the worst times of their life. And so it's really nice.
Well, Gary, we'll talk a little bit more about this after we go to a break, but this has got to be something that you feel really good about, what it is and the fact that you've been able to continue it all these years.
Oh, Coleman, it's just, the family, all of us are just so proud of how the community has embraced this. It just continues to, give back to those folks as, I definitely become more involved, the month leading up, and I'm in the office some and get to meet some of the recipients. I was in a local store yesterday and had a shirt on, and some lady said something, "Oh, are you going to be there?" And I said, "Yes, I am." I said, "Sherry was my wife." And, that led to a 10-minute conversation and how we had helped her next door neighbor. And every time that I say something to someone or somebody brings it up, they have a story.
Yeah.
So, with this being the 21st year, it's amazing and how long it's lasted and how long we see it will continue to last. And that's all a tribute to the community in which we live in.
All right, Gary Whitaker and Scott Jasper are my guests. We're talking Sherry's Run, and we'll take a break right here on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, get a battery installed in most vehicles. $149.95. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're in the clearing stages of this wreck over here near the airport on 40 westbound near Briley Parkway. It's just that time of the morning for it to run heavy and slow, and it is coming out of Hermitage into Donaldson on 40 going westbound there at Donaldson Pike. It's also crowded. Vietnam Vets westbound trying to get on that ramp. The 65 going southbound down through Madison. 24 still carrying a heavy volume of traffic. Westbound 24 out through the Antioch area. Hey, whether you need a new roof repair, roof inspection, anything to do with your roof, call Independent Roofing Specialists. Check out irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford. Have I got some exciting news for you? Bates Ford's moved into our new location at 1780 Franklin Road. That's right, Bates Ford's at 1780 Franklin Road, just off Hartman Drive and Interstate 40. We've got a much larger selection of vehicles to choose from, a state-of-the-art double-sized service department. So come see us at 1780 Franklin Road. That's Bates Ford, 615-444-8221. Bates Ford, a dealer will trade for anything that don't eat.
A.G. & Johnson is your experienced real estate and auction company, specializing in residential, commercial, and personal property auctions. Did you know that auctions are a fast and efficient way to sell your property? Auctions reduce time on the market and have an exact selling date. Call us for an in-home consultation today at 615-444-0909. A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main Street in Lebanon, or find us online at agandjohnson.com. Voted Best Auction Company in Wilson County.
We continue here on this Thursday, and if you just tuning our way, thank you so much. But we're featuring Sherry's Run this morning. Gary Whitaker and Scott Jasper are with us, two people who have leading roles in this event each year. And one of you did mention, I believe this is, you've done this for 21 years?
This will be number 21.
Okay,
Yes.
20 years. 20 years in the books, number 21 coming up this Saturday, and starts at 8 o'clock. And and we might just really quickly go through this. One of you started the bank, you ended the bank, or maybe the West Law, and they're the Wilson Bank main office on West Main Street. Come down West Main, go over through the bypass. You've got all this out, and as the policemen were talking about here earlier this morning, there's some road closures. It's not long, 3 hours maybe at the most, but do a little bit quick thing on logistics here, if you will.
So, it starts right there on West Main Street, right there in front of the bank, 623 West Main. It goes inbound toward the square and cuts across there at North Greenwood. Goes across North Greenwood out to the bypass. Then you'll go bypass back toward west. You'll come to Castle Heights. You'll come up Castle Heights Avenue there towards City Hall, turn down Hill Street, come back out North Greenwood, turn, and then come back out westbound on West Main Street.
And this is the same. It's
the same course that we've had for the last, I guess it's, when we changed that course, it's been over the last 15 years. I mean, because we had to change it because we've got so many people. So the police department and the volunteer group, the CERT unit that works there, will help block off our roads. We have some soft road closures as we set up the course. That usually starts around 6:30, 6:45 that morning. Full road closures usually start around 7:30 that morning, just because. But we've got it to where we can use the outer outliers streets that they can go over and get around. So we are aware of that, but that's the thing is, and then as things progress along, we'll open up and let people cross and do some things. So just ask for people to have a little patience. We're, like I said, it starts at 8 o'clock, and we're usually off the course 9:30 by the time all the walkers get back, 9:45, and then we're cleaned up and out by 11 o'clock that day.
Well, it's certainly a great fundraiser, and I've been told that events like this many times will last maybe at the most 5 years, and they kind of disappear. And this will be the 21st.
Correct.
That in itself has got to be really pleasing to you, Gary.
Oh, Coleman, we do. And I know we talk about, our community and, what the fair has done, what this event does. But I truly believe that, Wilson County is a special place and people care. And they come out, Saturday morning. We mentioned, hey, we start at 8. I promise, if you plan on getting there at 8 o'clock, you're late. There'll be somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 people. There's lots of things going on that morning, from we'll have live music to we've got a silent auction tent. We'll have roughly 150 items. We'll talk about those in just a minute. The bidding for that will open up tomorrow, somewhere around noon. Once they get that set up, that's well participated in. But when we talk about an event it'll be number 21, and an organization that has collected multiple millions of dollars, and that we just turn around and feed that back into our community. It's just amazing. It's called Sherry's Run, but I tell people, you don't have to run. You can run, you can walk, or you can stand around and talk. Just come on out. It truly is a good time.
Well, and just to include Sherry, I mean, this was a terrible time for you, but you've kind of made lemonade out of lemons, so to speak.
Coleman, she was statistically, this wasn't supposed to happen. She was diagnosed at 43, and she died at the age of 44 from colon cancer. That's why we give away for free colon test kits. You can go to our website, get one of those, send it out. We've got multiple people who we have stories of how that, they had lesions. They had a tumor. They had colon cancer that we were able to help detect and find. So there is good in this story. I tell people all the time, she got to go to heaven first. So, it's not what you want to happen. It is tough. It's emotional. It's coming back up every year, but there is good that's come out of this.
Well, we've had a couple of other representatives last week, and they're actually the ones who dispense the money and take care of requests for help and this sort of thing. And I mentioned then that I'd heard of a couple of people who had been helped greatly in the past, but had gotten back on their feet financially, and were one I heard was determined to pay the money back that they had gotten, which isn't required at all, but I thought it was a nice gesture on their part, and the other one was contributing to this. I don't know whether it was to pay back, or maybe they in such a position now that they can give more than they even receive, but that doesn't happen with most people. But you've got thousands of dollars it's raised each year that goes for this purpose.
Yes. Coleman, we will, we say that if you live in Wilson County, if you work, if you seek treatment or go to church, we will try and help you. We do everything from, keeping the lights on, helping with rent, food, medical expenses. When the normal family hears the word cancer, it's just so devastating. And then you have all of this pressure of in our case, she was the spouse fighting it, and I was the spouse that was trying to help make decisions because we would talk about those. What are we going to do? Coleman, our family was very blessed. While we did not need financial assistance at that time, there's lots of people who do need that. And there was a case this year where a gentleman had moved here to Wilson County 2 years ago. He had moved here by himself. 6 months after he moved here, he was diagnosed with a throat cancer. And Coleman, he didn't have a support system. He didn't have anyone else. And all of a sudden he couldn't work. And this gentleman would have been homeless if we had not helped him and helped pay his rent for a few months. He went and got treatment. He is on the road to recovery, and he's back working. So it's stories like that. I just need one of those each year, and it makes it all worth it.
Yeah. We got about 4 minutes left. As far as a lot of times there's just a lot of people, you were talking about a few thousand people are going to be there. Where parking and transportation, Scott, you might want to mention a little bit about that.
Real quick on that, a lot of the parking is over at Emmanuel Baptist Church. They've always been a great partner, so they've got the huge parking lots over there. So park over there and then just walk over because it's just a straight shot down there on Castle Heights. There's parking up behind the City of Lebanon at City Hall there, over at PFG, the financial center there. Worst case, you could fall down to First Methodist down there. There's some walk that you could walk back up there. So those are the primary parking areas that we have there. There is very, very limited handicap parking that we have just because of all the things that are going on around, but we do have some reserve there for our patients. Our patients actually will come that we're helping right now will come, and we have a special place reserved for them there at the main office of Wilson Bank and Trust to park there. So logistically, the thing is, like Gary said, is to get there early, park over to Manual, walk over, come hang out, talk around. But that's the best part because, like I said, if you don't get there by 8 o'clock.
I think we've not even mentioned silent auction and all this.
Coleman, just to run down this list real quickly, some great items. AMO Pianos on the square gave us an actual piano that we're going to auction off. It's a Wurlitzer upright. They'll deliver it to your home. Lowe's gave us a Blackstone grill. D.T. McCall has given us a grill. Tyler McNutt, I don't know if you know Tyler or not. Tyler's a pilot. Every year he donates a plane flight for you go up in his 2-seater and flies. He knows what he's doing. He flies for Southwest. Gary Maxey's given us a week at the Holiday Surf Club and Racket Club in Florida. We've got local artists. We've got paintings. TCAP over in Hartsville, they made a stainless steel plaque and cut out. It's in the shape of the United States, and it says, "We the people." So we have right at 150 items that will auction off that morning. $15,000 to $20,000 is what that'll raise. So come in and support that. It's going to be fun.
This will be a live auction.
This is actually a silent auction,
okay, silent.
but it starts tomorrow. We end Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. Right there on the site. You pay and you're out. You pick it up. You take the items home with you, except for that piano.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But it's a total silent auction.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope we've covered most of this, and we got 1 minute left here. Scott, anything else we need to?
I think it's still time to sign up. So you can go to our website, www.sherrysrun.org, to sign up there. Also, pickup starts today at 11 o'clock. That'll go till 7 o'clock tonight, and then again tomorrow on Friday. Early pickup starts at 11 till 7. So come out and get your stuff early.
Coleman, let me give a shout out to the people down on the square. We walk around down there, and when we just talk about our community, I don't have a number. I'd say 90% of those people down there on the square give to us. So it is great. You'll see lots of auction items there. It's the local business owners is what make us successful. So, one way, I hate mentioning names, but it's just when you got that many items, you can't mention them all. But thanks to the square and all the local businesses up and down West Main and other places.
Well, thank you all for being with us today. Hope you have another successful one, and I'm sure you will. And the money's going for a great thing. Sherry's Run and Gary Whitaker, Scott Jasper, thanks for being with us today.
Coleman, can't wait to see you out there running.
All right. That's it for a Thursday. Join us tomorrow. Until then, I wish you a terrific day.